us. They can hear us. Let me double check everything's actually working. I need you guys to talk. Nope. It defaulted again. Give me 1 second.
All right. Moment. Buffer.
Go.
Buffer. Can you hear us?
Is that better?
Yeah, they can hear you now. All right.
Oh, right.
Cool.
Wow.
I'll be back. I have to go drive Casey to work.
All right.
Well, bye, Conlon. See you in a bit. Wow, we just started on time. I don't
It's a
think
little
we've
different when there's only two
ever
of us.
done that. Yeah, no, exactly. But that's impressive. So, pat on the back for us, dude. Hello, everyone. It
At
is
3 o'clock in the morning, at 3:30. So, that's actually still pretty impressive.
It's 3:30 in the morning. Welcome to early Nat Disaster or dawn Nat Disaster. Like we'll come up with a morning name for the show. But
I think
hello,
either the dawn disaster or
dawn of
something
the
akin to that.
disaster.
No, that'd be like our prequel episode.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
But I'm thinking yeah, we'll spitball that one. Oh, I'm so excited to spitball names for Seabreeze now too.
Exactly. Now that he's
goodness
survived yet another near-death experience.
By the skin of my beak.
Exactly.
I've got no more beak skin. I'm just.
And
Dude, that sounded gross.
Beak skin. Well, you weren't gonna have beak skin, but then you made a better choice. But we'll get into that in the recap. But Dylan, hey, this is the 5th super sexy solo session. Callum, you now have 3, while Vicky has 2, so you're back in the lead for most solo sessions. But yeah, so we are here to continue Seabreeze's adventure after session 40 of the Heist campaign. See if he can make it back to the party now that he has shunted himself and a ancient red dragon into the Astral Sea.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do I know that I'm in the Astral Sea? Do I have the concept of how that would have taken me there? Or do I just know that it causes an explosion that puts you someplace else?
I don't. Have you been paying attention when the group is making plans to deal with the dragon? If you have, then yes, you'll have heard.
That's how I came up with my plan to do what I did.
So yes, you would know that it is supposed to send you to the Astral Sea. You've obviously never seen it happen, but that's the cause and effect that you've been taught.
Okay.
But yeah, hi. Last bit for intros before we get right into this, because we are both really excited for this. Hi, I am Brian Creevy. I am the Disaster Master, the DM for Nat Disaster, and yeah, I am excited for the new destinations for Seabreeze or whoever he may be in the future.
I think you
that we
should call
talked about
yourself
this
the
second.
Miracle Master.
The Miracle Master.
You're honestly, I shouldn't be alive. I shouldn't be alive wherever I am.
You have always come back, rules as written.
I know, crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. Your body should be.
I'm literally gonna do some dumb shit in the main campaign when I join everyone and just die first episode.
You should have a permanent effect. It should be something like every time you wake up in the morning, you're just all your bones are just.
I think I'm probably still just gonna wake up screaming every time I wake
up. Just immense pain, and then be like, there we go.
Ooh, gotta snap my shit back in this place. Pop, pop, and then just pop, pop, crack.
Well, pop, pop. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
You pop, pop. Ugh. Gross.
From Community. Pop, pop.
Oh, I thought you were making a joke about me being a parent soon.
Oh no, Community. Pop, pop.
Gotcha. Better. Okay. I'm Cal McDowell. I'm playing Wind Whisper. It's early. I'm excited. We're gonna be doing some crazy shit this session.
I mean, you're in the Astral Sea, so
I literally, that's what I mean. Like, this is gonna go one of like 7 million different ways. I am at your mercy right now.
with that, let's go ahead and let today's disaster super sexy solo session 5 unfold. But
That's how I had
previously,
my alarm
previously a not disaster heist session 40. Seabreeze was moving forward with the Lucky Sink in their plan to steal Thierna's igneous presence from Dai Hanada's magic cache, a imprisonment of an ancient red dragon, Griesfla, the First Flame. When trying to convince him of certain things in order to get their way to the items they desire, and Seabreeze's goal for his new and current patron, the Beyond One, an entity from somewhere beyond this
named.
reality, tasking him with linking two statues to carve their way through into this reality. As soon as a entity named It appeared out of nowhere to put the dragon asleep, the second before it was about to eat Andy for being the one who has time within them, Seabreeze took this moment and flew to the source of the statue where he needed to put his Necronomicon on to link the two and carve their way through.
I'm a bad bitch.
As soon as Seabreeze got there without hesitation, he was moving forward and went to place the book on the pedestal when a rustic brown light froze time and Xylia appeared before him, giving him an offer of a different path.
She
Due
was
to
like, "Bud, stop it."
Rain prayed to Xylia to save Seabreeze's soul, and in this moment, she offered a way to do exactly that. Instead
Can you
of
imagine
help,
how badly she would have smote me if I'd been like, "Nah, I'm good."
okay, well, I can't let you do this, so
Right? Literally, there's the god right in front of you. Like, that's half the reason he was just like, I guess you're gonna he's gonna wake up screaming and be like, "Oh wait, I thought that was gonna be the most painful thing ever." Like Xylia is, probably a lot nicer to him. So all of the stuff that's about to happen, he's gonna be like, "Huh, that didn't hurt as bad as it did usually."
yeah, the beyond, whatever you wake up from in consciousness with the beyond one, you come back after this instinctually screaming, and then you're like, wait, I'm not in pain.
Yeah, right. I wake up and I'm like, "Ah, what a lovely morning." First time in my entire life.
But Xylia came to offer him to make an oath of the Watchers, to instead of inviting all these otherworldly entities into the material plane in exchange for power, fighting back using power driven from inside, from a determination to something, to fight on the side of good and protect your friends. And Seabreeze took the offer. He threw the he
Said just the right things to him too, really. Like,
Mhm. He took the Necronomicon and threw it into flames, as well as Xylia taking his sword that he's been trying to figure out what it was and tossing it back into the horde as it was a source of some sort of
oh
evil.
no, I threw that one in the lava too.
Oh, okay.
Both of those ended up in the lava. Oh, and I went back and watched the session, and I did pick up all of the things.
Cool. Good to know.
Yep. I mean,
When
you're
Seabreeze,
gonna have to let me know how the stomach acid affected everything in my on my person.
oh, don't worry, I got you.
Thanks. Thanks.
But after that, gaining an instant level in Paladin, Seabreeze
I'm
flew.
the highest level of the party.
Oh yeah. Seabreeze flew back over towards the center of the magic cache where Griesfleur apparently has woken up Seabreeze not knowing how or why, because he was away from all of that, but sees Greaseflare awake and staring down at Delson, Rain, and Torian. In a moment of heroism, yells towards Greaseflare, "Hey, bitch, over here, eat me, eat me," actually convincing Greaseflare to turn around and do just that. And in the moment where he was eating Seabreeze, he airstreamed into Greaseflare's mouth, into his stomach, to find a bag of holding and a bag of devouring that had been eaten by by Greaseflare when Delson's echo tried to shunt them into the astral sea. While fighting the burning acid and the intense heat surrounding around him, Seabreeze did fall unconscious once more. But his best mate, Wet Hands, possessed his body, saw what he was doing, and took both of the items, shoved them into each other, immediately creating a portal that burst out from it in that moment, and sent both Seabreeze, Wet Hands, and Greaseflare into the astral sea. And that,
I mean, and everyone else that's with me.
and yeah, and that is where we ended last 3 weeks, whenever ago it was, session.
Yeah.
So, Seabreeze, you shake awake to consciousness, shoot up from your unconscious, like like slumber.
Floating state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so am I in pain?
so that's the first thing you recognize. As soon as you get up, you felt the burning pain all around you, and that's all you knew for a second. And as soon as you opened your eyes, that pain just started to float away. And it is, instead of that feeling, the acidic burn on your feathered flesh while cooking inside the blistering temperatures of an ancient red dragon, instead you feel the gentle breeze of a midsummer's day back on your home island of Mavaril. You open your eyes and you realize you're laying in the sand on your back as you look upside down and see the great volcano of Gahul smoking in the distance beyond the jungle forests of your home island.
Okay, so I was in pain. I'm gonna like look around and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, I might be dead.
And you look around and think that, and then immediately sitting next to you in the sand, you see what appears to be a in the flesh Wet Hands
Oh,
that seems
fucking
to be
awesome.
holding the bag of holding and devouring together, but they immediately burn up and turn into stardust that just collects in his hand. He he's
Bro, are
looking at
you
it for a
alive?
second. He turns and looks at you and he's like, matey? And he kind of like just
I'm
pockets.
going to run over and like grab him. And I'm going to start thanking him for saving me. Like
He pockets the stardust really quickly, and then he's
wait,
just like,
before I knock him over, I see him with this handful of stardust. I'm probably gonna stop, hand him a belt pouch, and then tackle him after he
"Oh,
like
thank you.
because that's probably an important thing to have.
We can't waste this." Yes, of course. And
Yeah,
but
right.
and then he just immediately, "Oh, matey," and he actually, like, you can see for a
Is
second in
he
his
is he
voice.
wet to the touch? Because
Yeah.
he's a water genasi, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And he's just like,
Cool.
"Oh, I
Wait,
thought I was actually gonna lose you in there, matey. Like that was
I
terrifying."
I don't know how this happened. Where are we?
Oh, okay, so we were inside the dragon and you fell. I saw you down, but I saw what you were doing. I possessed your body. Sorry about that without permission. I know you're supposed to do that nowadays, but
You had my consent. You were already riding inside me. That's totally fine.
good, good, okay. And I put them together.
I'm gonna be straight up with you, Brian. I had every intention of offering him my actual corporal form so that he could possess me permanently. This is a different direction. So he's like in the flesh. Like I can poke him and he's there.
Currently, yeah.
All right. Well, I thanked him. I don't have to offer him my body, so I actually have a list of things in order that I have to do. So I'm gonna like take time to examine myself now. What's going on with like all of my stuff?
Okay. So you end up looking down at your body. You can see
Oh, is
right
Wet
now.
Hands burned up or anything anywhere?
Roll a perception check.
He's right in front of me.
Yeah, low
Uh,
DC, but you still are examining.
I guess you're right. Oh, hold on. I gotta pull out my actual fucking character sheet, not the
This
one
is
that I was
this,
reading.
this is D&D, Cal, and we're supposed to have skill checks and rolls. Come on.
Yeah. I know. Perception +6, so 20, a natural 20.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Looking over his full body, you don't see any sort of bird marks. You see he's wears just
Beautiful.
a white thin V-neck, like very thin material shirt, just a couple of belt buckles, brown, almost like medieval cargo shorts, kind of in a way, with many pockets built to the side that go down to his knees, and just sandals on his shoes, on his feet. But
Cool.
no types of burn marks anywhere around him.
Cool. That's
And
good.
you look down at the rest of your body from here. You can end up seeing, basically, first you look over in your right hand and you see Gaunty, and everything seems fine on there. There's some areas of the metal on Gaunty, on his flesh, where you can see there's probably a burn on his body as well too, but he doesn't seem to be in any immediate pain. It just seems to be just like on
I'm
there
gonna
looking
thank
around.
him and start rubbing him with my other hand.
And as you move your other hand over to the rub, you notice your left hand seems to be completely burned. And you look over from your shoulder all the way down to your fingertips from there. Uh, your flesh seems to be horribly melted and scarred, likely from your last memory of spelling your flesh burn in the acid. Um, upon closely looking at your arm, it does seem to have one scar that kind of like rides all the way up your arm, kind of like arcing a lightning bolt, striking through a sea of flames that surrounds the rest of your arm, where all
Ooh.
your flesh is burnt red.
Does it hurt?
Um, there's a little bit of a warmish burn feeling constantly right now, likely from it being very fresh.
I'm
Um,
going.
and
Okay, so I took a level
and
of
what
Paladin. Can I use
and
lay on hands?
before that, because I know
Yep.
you will notice this before that thought comes into your head, is that on your finger where Blinky was, excuse me, you can see, actually, where Blinky normally was invisible. You can now see the metal of Blinky's ring seems to have fused with the skin on your finger, where it's
Oh.
partially that goldish color that
Mm-hmm.
Blinky's ring was. His eyes and tongue now lay upright, facing you, looking at you, as if the ring had inverted size and then flattened on your finger.
Do I not have his eyeball?
No, his eyeballs there, his eyeball and his tongue.
Oh, cool.
So you can see
Um,
what
can
so
I
you can see
bend
this.
my middle finger?
You can see this on your finger right now.
Fucking cool.
And yeah, you can bend your finger and it moves with it, like Blinky's eye is here and mouth right down here, so you can literally
Oh,
kind of
cute.
almost like feed
Lick his
Blinky,
eyeball.
if or you can feed Blinky too if you want to, like bend your finger a little bit back too. But
Cool.
you
Okay, I'm gonna
actually
thank him now too. I'm gonna like start stroking him with my thumb. I'm gonna be like, "You guys fucking saved me. You helped save me. Anything you want from now on, I got you."
well, we're a crew, matey.
Yes, we are. I'm glad I get to talk to you. Also, it's gonna be really valuable to have somebody who can talk to me, so I can mimic them because most of what I'm saying is not things that I've heard. That's not super the best. I'm sorry about that. I've got a lot of words, and he does not.
Yeah, I understand, Mitty. I've seen many Kenku on the seas, but you seem to be able to speak a lot more than them, so you've definitely picked up a lot in your time.
Been a crazy couple of days.
But anyway, so where are we?
I thought we were supposed to be in the Astral Sea, so I assume this is some kind of like mental projection. This is where I live. This is my home where I grew up.
Yeah, you actually recognize this place you sit as a place you regularly went down to stare out at the sea when you were a young Kenku ling, longing for
Ling.
the day longing for the day that you went out to sea on your own adventures.
I love it.
Mm. And
Um,
as you're sitting
I'm
that,
gonna start trying to think of something different to see if I can change it.
what do you try to think of?
I'm gonna try to think of. Oh wait, before I start doing any of that, actually, I'm gonna take the spell refueling ring out of my pocket and stick it on the thumb and reach out to the wizard that I remember being in there and be like, "Hey, are you still good?"
Oh, Jesus! Of course, now you can finally hear me. Oh my God, you are
I'm so sorry.
insane!
I'm so sorry, but
You
I saved
jumped into the
everyone.
dragon's mouth?
Yeah, I saved everyone. I'm probably sitting there, and I probably said that out loud.
We are probably dead right now.
That's a possibility I had
Well,
considered. Yes.
well,
Are you okay though? Are you okay?
I mean, I'm still trapped in this ring, so
We're gonna find you a body too, buddy. We're gonna find you a body too. My friend here was a ghost when we came here, so we might be dead, but if we're not, you're next on the list. What's your name, by the way?
you know, nobody's asked me that in a very long time. Did my parents call me? I'll get
Oh,
back to
this
you
is
on
kind of
that.
sad. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave you here, and you can continue to talk to me when you need to.
I'll get, I'll get back to you on that. And he goes silent. He starts contemplating, trying to figure out what his
Just
name actually was.
hmm.
You actually hear a before it goes completely silent. And in that moment, when after his voice falls silent and you look around, like truly trying to take in, like, why am I here? You hear a voice beside you. It
Like on the
says,
other side
on
of
the other
me.
side of you, you see now what a dedication to certain tenets can do to empower oneself to do the impossible, do you not? And you turn your head.
I'm gonna turn to Xylia, like without even looking at her yet, and I'm like, I would have probably done that anyway. But thank you.
So you turn your head
And
and
like, but seeing her and remembering that I took the level of paladin, can I use the lay on hands on my like scarred ass arm?
yeah, of course.
Okay, because I need some hit points. I am at 6 HP.
And you
So I'm gonna
definitely
continue to speak to Xylia.
so as you do that lay on hands, um the your flesh still looks completely burned, unchanged cosmetically, but that burning feeling that was just like constant around your arm seems to fade a little bit.
Okay.
And you turn to your
I'm
left,
gonna
wet hands having been on your right, to see Xylia, her rustic fresh freckles and seeing hair again shining in the sunlight as clouds pass overhead. She has a thinly veiled auburn robe on that flaps around gracefully in the wind.
okay. First thing I say to her is, "You're beautiful in person." Also, did you do this? And I'm gonna turn to Wet Hands. Did you give him a body?
So that's not something I did. That's part of where he is currently with you. It's Unfortunately, not
Are
permanent.
we in the astral sea?
Yes.
So this is like his astral body?
Yes. In a way.
Huh. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn to Wet Hands and be like, I might give you my body from time to time. If this isn't a permanent thing, like you can have me every other day or something. I don't know.
Every other day.
Oh,
I
hi,
love that
Conlon.
that's when Conlon comes in.
Well, no, I've been listening to most of it on the way back from dropping off
That's
Casey,
funny.
but I enjoy walking into. You can have my body every other day because I turned it off while I walked inside,
Well, cause
so I missed just a little bit.
he
Bring your face
saved me.
back
I
up.
shouldn't have a body
will.
right now. If he wants to use it, he can. I feel like that's fair.
No, it is. It was just very funny to walk in after, doing the things, listening
Being
to you
a grown-up.
outside.
So he ends
Okay.
up saying like, we'll see what happens. I'm fine, honestly, being a silent passenger at times. It's it's safer.
Fair enough, man.
It's actually pretty fun being a ghost. I really don't think I can die further, so
I'm gonna turn to Xylia and be like, "You want to make me a ghost?" Like raising my Kenku eyebrows at her, like, "Hey."
I hope she just glares at you.
I don't want her to glare at me. She's pretty. Don't make angry faces at me, Mistress Xylia, please.
one day when you're gray and old, the god of peaceful rests. I can put in a good word.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna. No. I have stuff for this. Can I change to my document so I can read it to you?
He can, but
So
real
what's
quick,
that?
Xylia just wanted to say, real quick, first in there is, I truly am always amazed at what those I choose to uh, speak to can do when given power and left on their own to use it. That was truly inspirational. Yes, bracket,
Are we? Is this day the day that we're fighting the tree elemental and the building's falling on me?
100%.
At this very time, actually, probably based
No,
on math.
the tree fell on you about an hour ago.
Oh, good. So that
Or
means
maybe the house.
Xylia has already had time to process this, and she is saying these words to you, and her hero literally just had a building collapse on his head.
Honestly, and you're having a better day than me.
Yeah, that's the funny part. She's like, you really know how to pick him, Xylia.
Okay, so yeah, you said put in a good word for me about my like soul and afterlife. And I'm gonna pull out Windstorm. I'm just gonna like snap my fingers on my left hand and like have it appear in my hand.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna like stare at it for a minute, and I'm like, uh,
This was the source of
here,
your intentions. This was your goal. It was what was driving you
dude.
for
I
days.
know. I'm gonna give it to Xylia now because I'm like, and I'm probably sniffling like a little baby, and I'm like, this is my wings and my voice. Um, but I don't think I should keep this. And actually, I'm going to open that document now so I can read you some stuff that I wrote because I have some words for this.
Hey, D
Can
and
you
D
guys
may
still see
be.
me, or should I?
We can't see you, but it's fine. Just bring up the camera after you get after you read through your scripts and stuff. Once you're back from there.
Okay,
We know your face is a focused one of reading. It's okay. We know.
we're doing this all out of order. So I hand over Windstorm, and I tell her that this is my flight, this is my voice, this was like what I was working so hard to gain with the ever raging storm, and that was such a long time ago. Like I've ruined so much since then. I think I deserve whatever punishment is fitting of me. And I hand it over to her. And I say to her, you saved me and my family. I mean, you literally like saved me, like my soul. And that's crazy that no one's ever done something so kind for me. No one's ever helped me without being asked by me. So I'm yours, Mistress Xylia. I wish to serve you, and I wish I wish to rid myself of the ever-raging storm and the beyond one. Yeah, a lot of what I wrote is kind of schmaltzy.
No, it's fine.
So I'm just gonna like finish up by saying,
We
no
like
matter how
schmaltzy.
long it takes. Yeah, I know. No matter how long it takes, I'll keep working to right the wrongs that I've wrought. Please take this power from me and know that I am happy with whatever you leave me, and I will do everything I can to live my life as your light, to make you proud, to make Andy proud, to make Rain like me. Like,
Come on. How did that not get you?
No, I'm
wanna
sorry. I was
be-
trying to get a joke that I was reading, and it wasn't clicking while I was listening to him.
I want to work to get Rain to like me.
That really.
Yeah.
She does now. You actually got that one. Did you tell this to Xylia yet?
Oh yeah. I'm like, you guys are the only people who matter to me until I meet the rest of the main party. Like, you guys are the only people I fucking care about, and you guys are safe.
You're probably making Xylia very curious about
me
Rain.
and Xylia. And I'm gonna finish that. So I say all this nice stuff to her, and I'm gonna say, I want to be a force of good in this world. I want you to reshape me in your image. Please, mistress, help me be who I'm supposed to be. And that's that for now. Hold on.
She reaches over and she takes Windstorm from you since you were handing it out to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she holds it in her hand and kind of just looks it over a little bit. She says, I was not the first one to see good in you. All of your friends did first. Your friend Rain, she's actually the one who set my sights on you. I think she must have seen something inside you as well.
I hope it wasn't just that she was afraid of the evil that was in me.
No, it's genuine worry. There was also a little bit of that, obviously, because she's like, I don't like this book.
No, I know. I'm just saying that in character.
Yeah.
The prayer seemed to come from a genuine care for your soul. And she was right to set my sights on you. You want to do good in this world as clear as
that's
clear
all
as the
I've ever wanted.
Clear as the Mavaril sky. And she holds her hand up at the blindingly blue sea sky surrounding you guys on this island. It's actually because of your drive to do good that I think this oath will be important for you. I do have something I need you to do.
I turn more fully to her, and I'm going to say, in becoming your shield, I would also like to be your sword. I'm going to protect this world.
Do we actually get to see the contract?
But I want... Huh?
Do we actually get to see the contract that Brackett doesn't know what he signed?
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to be like, look, I want to do all the protecting and stuff. I'll
Mhm.
take that oath. That's my job now, and I will stay true to my word. I will do what you want, but also give me some agency. Let me act when you tell me to. Give me direction more than just be a light in the dark. Be a bastion for humanity. Like,
I need you
I
to
know
be
you're
more.
all about time, and I know that time's aligning because Rain told me that. Tyvor's about time. I know that Xylia is involved in that, yes? I don't want to be speaking out of turn.
Time's alignment, yeah.
Okay. I want to be your witness. I want to watch this thing that I'm wrapped up in happen. I want to see all of it.
She chuckles for a second and looks down again at the weapon in her hand. It's like, funny you say that because it's honestly what I need you to do.
I'm
There
like,
are.
yo!
I was sealed away for a long time, and there are still gaps in time, in history, that are unclear to me. And time is ever expanding and moving forward. I do need some help from individuals sometimes to fill in the gaps and once in a while guide or assist an individual or group to bring about a result in time that favors the side of good in the expanse of time
Yeah.
in the infinite.
Mistress Xylia, that sounds exactly like what I want to be doing.
I wonder
You
how
have
absolutely
found the
bothered
right
she
guy.
is about being called mistress by you. Because she knows
Better
what you
than what I
act.
would. Yeah, it's better than what I would actually call her to her face, which is probably like Super Sugar Mama or something like that. Like,
Oh my god.
Mistress Xylia
That's how
is the
you.
most appropriate.
That's how you get smited so fast.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my god,
Man, I regret
he's
everything I
never
just
been.
said. Boink.
Yeah, he just clonks me on the head with a hammer. No, bad Kenku.
Like Thor. Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you get flung into your own clockwork forest, just stuck there indefinitely. Wandering, they keep ticking.
Fucking gets me out and then kills me himself.
So she picks up the hammer and she kind of like holds it forward and she's saying, let me show you something. And she blows through the hammer and creates like a giant wind gust. Everything around you kind of like swirls and swirls in a gust of wind until the imagery around you starts to fade out and fade in on a more darker scenery. You look down and your eyes are adjusting to the darkness until you see one light illuminating from a sword.
Yo, is it near me? Is there a floor in front of me?
You see on the ground in front of you two spectral like wolves looking surrounding around a copper-haired Asimar looking man on the ground bleeding from his head, arms and legs. As these wolves bite down on him, the man screams out, "Guys, run!" As the wolves
Oh
bite
shit.
inside and knock the man unconscious once more. Do you do anything immediately?
Yeah, well, I don't have my lay on hands, but I took a level of paladin. Did I have any spells prepared, or
Did
Uh,
you?
I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna go over and try to help him, but I don't. He's unconscious. Like, how do
yeah,
I help?
you run over to the imagery and your hands kind of like fade through the creature. Like
Oh,
your
I do.
body
I
goes
do
through.
actually have. Oh, he's not there.
No. And it's something in
Yeah.
that moment, as you reach over, your vision kind of like expands out a little bit. You seem to be on an island surrounded by a little lake, a little pond almost, There seems to be little stumps of wood in the center behind you, glowing different colors shooting up into the air. And you can see across the pond, there seems to be a pale, dark elven man with sunken cheeks, wearing a large red cloak that matches the length of his stark white hair, both flowing free and braided behind him. Carrying a large coffin on his back with the phases of the moon adorned around it, stand atop the shore. He, wielding a fiddle, he runs into the water, and after a certain point, disappears and reappears on the
my
shore
goodness.
next to an older one-armed man standing next to the fallen soldier you've seen before. And everything around him, all of the wolves except the man, in a little burst of energy, fall prone around him, knocked down by his appearance. He then smacks one of the wolves across its misty jaw with his fiddle before your vision is pulled over to a emerald-haired girl. She's in a yellow dress, sitting down crisscross applesauce, leaning against a tree, and holds out her hand. A beam of moonlight energy burns down over the pond on two spiritual wolves, and she kind of just almost like bored-ish, kind of like just moving the moonbeam back and forth across some of the wolves.
I got him. It's fine.
You
Everyone
then
else
also
is
see
fighting for their life, and she's sitting there like, ugh, this is such a bother.
You then also see a halfling girl with brown hair tied back, shouts, "Fuck!" and shoots an arrow at one of the wolves, missing in between its paws before running onto the shore and getting near the emerald haired girl, almost like trying to defend her but also help her friends in the center. And finally, a golden
Oh my
dragonborn
god.
in lumberjack attire
He has the
runs
goddamn
through
sign.
the water, wielding a large square object with shining bright words in a language you have never seen before on a metal pole. He strikes the wolf to the side of the downed warrior with it, taking its attention off his fallen comrade. As this wolf gets distracted, the older human male that's been standing next to the fallen soldier, who holds a blade in his right arm, in his left arm, missing his right hand. He reaches down to the soldier. Glowing black energy surges from his hand, and most of the copper-haired creature's wounds heal instantaneously. He looks down at him, goes, "Don't get down again," and gets the sword and shield ready. Xylee waggles the windstorm real quick and almost like pauses the scene, and she says,
I'm
"Look
gonna
right."
wait before she says anything. I'm like, who are these people?
You see this Asamara that lay on the ground before us?
I couldn't do anything to help him.
Yes, this is a vision, my guy.
Well, I'm saying it in character, okay? I know that.
I know.
This is happening in tandem with your time in the heist. This is
Oh, that's why he calls it the
who I've-
heist.
I mean, that's what it is.
Well, no, that means it's such an important heist that it's the heist.
Oh yeah, it's not even like a heist. It's like the heist of all heists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the gods are talking about it right now.
Yeah. This is why Rain's gonna keep praying to them, and I'll be like, "Why do you keep talking to us, you crazy bitch?"
Stop involving us in this nonsense.
She looks and says, "He is the one who is going to. He's going to find a way to stop the destruction of all."
I believe I get downed one more time during this combat.
Of all what?
Have you heard about
Everything.
Zytalia's promise over in Lidris?
What is that?
Roll a
No, I
history
haven't.
check.
I don't think he actually knows. He didn't pay attention to that goddess.
Oh, it's a very high DC.
Not only that. but also I haven't been on this continent for very long. D20. That's not great.
Well,
History. Yeah, I got a 5, my guy.
No idea.
Yeah.
It says it's a seal that blocks Ilios's path into the material plane, and it is opening.
Oh shit!
This man,
You saw that I opened half that portal, right?
I did.
The onions one. Yeah.
She's so upset with you.
Is there a way to close it? Is there a way to close this other thing with Xylios? Who the fuck is that, by the way? I'm sorry. I shouldn't swear at you. Mistress, who is Ilios? Do I recognize the name?
Yes.
It's like she's a goddess on my island. Do I know
roll it-
that god's
roll
name?
roll a history check again.
Okay. Ooh, that's much better. That is 17.
Yeah, Ilios, from what you know, is one of the two original brothers, the god of darkness and endings, and he is the one who sealed Xylia away in the jar.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Jar
Yeah,
of
fuck that
preservation.
guy.
And she looks down at him and says, "This one has shown very similar traits
Love
that
the
you."
dance, Conlon.
I know, it's
This
the
one
right
has shown-
dance. It's medium bracket. I'm doing my best.
This one has shown many similar traits that you also hold dear inside of you:
Oh, Jesus. There's 2 of us.
courage, bravery,
We're on a sea.
Aww. Xylia.
a
That's very
chaotic
nice of you to
a
say.
chaotic energy that is unmatched,
That's fair.
and a strong desire to protect your friends. You see that smile, and she draws your attention back with Windstorm to Brackett's paused body, or sorry, this Asimar boy, because you don't know his name's paused body. And the moment
I don't
he
even
got
name
brought back
tag.
to
That's not a boy. That's a man.
that's
Yeah,
a
he's 38 years old.
That's a man.
A man.
As a man.
And she directs you over towards as soon as his eyes shot open and he scanned around. There's a ever so slight smile on his face. She says, "That acknowledgement right there," before he shouts, and she waves it again, and it regains the playback. And he just shoots over and looks at the older man and goes, "Why deal with the wolves?" Before he ends up grabbing his sword and shield and blocking another wolf, holding it back in its jaws, continuing to fight with his comrades. And she pauses it once more. You can see he has this undying dedication to protecting his friends as well, and those he finds precious to him. And
Also, he dies a lot too, apparently.
And
We'll
he
get along
is-
just fine.
he's the tankiest person in the whole party, and he still keeps dying.
his willingness to sacrifice himself for his friends is another similar trait that's you two share. But
Seems like a cool guy.
he is the one
I'm like gonna
I have
look
chosen.
down and kind of like start kicking my foot. And I'm like, I know you want me to go and help him. I think this is where that's leading. So can I help Andy and Rain and Delson before I have to go?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use Blinky on this one.
I was gonna be like, can some part of my soul reach out and give him an advantage? Like, I'll use Brackett's inspiration for fuck's sake.
Can I
Am I allowed to do that? No, that's
You're
only
not
for
in the
rerolls.
session. No.
I'm in the session.
Does
It's
Blinky
okay, I
still
didn't have
work
inspiration
the same way
yet.
functionally?
So as you're thinking of doing this for the first time, you realize you don't feel an attunement to Blinky, but you still feel his magical presence within you. You no longer need an attunement to gain the benefits from Blinky. Though
Does
the
that
curse
mean I can fucking transform my middle finger?
No.
Damn it.
But
Is he permanently a
things-
ring on my finger, like melted to my skin?
he's no longer a ring. That's why he's not invisible on your finger anymore. He is
Oh.
fused with your flesh right there. And
Okay.
his
And
You are
he
curse-
part
lost his...
mimic now.
That's fucking sick, dude. Fucking awesome. But can I still use the guidance that he gives me?
Oh yeah, you still gain the same benefits, and he still has that curse,
And I
but it's
haven't...
just gonna work differently.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because if he... Yep. Eats off my whole... Oh, no.
Just arm goes boop.
Fuck. Okay, so... That's not a great roll.
If you want, for your courage and reckless abandon last session, I will give you inspiration for you to do a advantage, but you have to use it here. Do you want to just take an advantage real quick because inspiration
Yes.
of how you got rid of the dragon?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would like to use that here because I need to go and help Andy and Rain. Hey, that's great. You know, I'm really glad that you gave me advantage because I rolled a fucking nat 1 and I was about to be like, fuck. He literally is about to do the thing that I don't know what he's gonna do, and he's gonna eat my whole arm. It's just gonna be like,
Oh, I'm just gone. Imagine Silas like, what the fuck?
yeah, Xylee is just like, oh my god. He starts throwing up on me. No, so I got 19 plus 6, so 25 for...
Okay, we have to regain composure. Holy fuck, that was funny.
Of course. I can't ask you to do such a task and abandon the friends you have here for the ones that I need you to make. This
But
boy
they do get to be my friends. Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god.
with enough luck.
I mean, we've just shown that I'm like very, very lucky. Xylia, I'm lucky to have you. Let's be honest. Not that I have you. I mean,
That was the most
I'm lucky that
sugar
you
mama
have
like
me.
sentence ever. Have I have you?
And she blushes for a second, but she turns back and says, I'm lucky to find people and warriors like you two. I mean, I've seen your timeline and his, and honestly, I ship the chaos that you two hold within you.
Aw.
You ship it?
Oh, sorry, that's a term that hasn't made this time yet. I see you two. I see you two as a great pairing of chaos. I'm curious to see what
Fucking sick.
your
Are you
chaotic
so you're telling me
forces
she
will
is a
do.
stan for bracket and okay, I can't goosey breeze.
So it is something I, above all else though, I do need you to help him find a way to stop Ilios from destroying the material plane and save all
That's my
who
whole
inhabit.
gig now.
And that's why that's why it's perfect. I need him protected, and I think Rain's prayer to me to save you provided a perfect opportunity to add another protector as one of his misfits. Uh, as some of
Yo, that's what I am. This sounds perfect.
as another one of his misfits begins to stray off of his originally intended path. Look ahead 1 second, and she waves back at the scene. She moves over to the drow, and in that moment, the drow gets bitten by one of the wolves and begins to disappear, turning into mist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Xylia slows down time as he seems to be
I'm
missing
probably
and
sitting
says,
there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've never seen a vampire before.
and she points out this
Oh
one
man.
is a kind-hearted vampire.
It's a vampire
And
with
Do I
soul.
look
do
at
I
this
know
creature.
stuff about vampires?
Roll a history check.
Nah, motherfucker. That's my nat 1 for the day. Yeah, that's a nat 1.
Okay.
2 in a
Yeah.
row.
No,
That's not great.
you've never heard of a vampire before, but she says
Fuck.
this.
I have.
Says this kind-hearted vampire. Look at this creature's face, and what do you see? Callum, look at your other character's face, and what do you
What
see
do
in
you
this
see?
moment?
What am I actually looking at? Like as he's dusting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
like
do you remember Naresh feeling in that moment?
Fucking pissed. I
Were you
remember because he was pissed off that because doesn't he go down and then he like he can't help anybody and then he like I mean I don't know this but he's about to get knocked out again later on for a different reason. But yeah, I remember being upset that I went down, that I didn't get to like keep helping.
so you as Seabreeze, what do you see in Naresh's face in this moment?
Probably
a little bit of panic?
like a face of pain, but also like betrayal. Like he just betrayed himself, and he's like, "Fuck, all my friends are gonna die because I suck."
And Xylee says, "This one is troubled by the same affliction. He always wants to help his friends, but he feels like nothing but a burden to them. He is
Know that
where
feeling.
he is wearing thin, and he does plan to leave his friends soon to, to save them for his own. For he feels his darkness is bringing them nothing but pain. And this one," and she moves Windstorm over to another scene. You see the emerald-haired
I'm
spellcaster
just
once
picturing
more.
it going like as it like fast forwards and like rewinds.
Fast forwards and moves. So you're like, whoa.
Mhm.
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You can see as she's holding out there and her waving her hands slowly back and forth with the moonbeam. You roll a perception check.
By the way, I've decided that when I get remade, since I kind of know how that's going to work, I'm going to pick uh, perception to be my expertise with thieves' tools. That's a 15, my guy.
15. You can see just gently on her cheek a green acidic like sweat move down, and she says, um this one here, she dreamed of following in the footsteps of her grandfather and mother, being an adventurer. This venture of hers will soon too divert her off the path besides my champion, as the same entity that speaks to your friend Paul pulls her away from him and the rest of her friends. Both of these fates are tied together.
Is Paul going to leave?
We don't know.
That's me asking Xylia.
Your friend Paul has his own path to follow. Where it takes him after this mission of yours is entirely his.
With the lady with the normal name, the super forgettable normal name.
I feel like that has to make Xylia's like smirk just the smallest amount, like, God damn it.
I'm just glad that I got to put something like that in it.
She gives a
Brian,
smile,
you are
but that's it.
frozen on my screen. Are you still there?
You're good.
I'm good.
I can't hear
Okay.
him.
Oh no, you can't?
You can hear
No,
me?
I just did. Yep, I
Okay.
can hear you now.
Okay. But she says both of these fates are tied together but separate and away from the friends that form this adventure with them. They may leave their travels, but their friendships will survive, and in their absence, there will be new friends to be made. And she looks down at you first.
I'm totally, definitely feeling that way about Andy right now. I'm like, man, I'm going to miss that guy. I'm also probably sitting there thinking to myself, I've got to get the fuck out of Zista and never go back. This place is too much for me.
As he goes, links up with the Mystic Warriors, who are immediately going to Zista.
And every time it's funny as hell.
I know. That's literally exactly like it's like he
We
has
have a
no idea.
long
He's gonna
conversation about
fuck.
this.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna run back into Yick, and Yick is gonna fucking murder me. Like,
but
and I'm gonna forget to tell everyone about him. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this fucking guy who wants to kill me, and he's like there with a knife, like
Just behind
on
you,
me.
ready. Hey!
in that moment, after she looked at you, she once again kicks up a windstorm around you guys, and the imagery changes once more. You're standing on air, floating right in front, right about 10 feet into the side of a cave wall coming out of a cliffside. You can tell you're floating over Lake Zista in one corner. And you see the image of a human male about in his mid-20s running outside of a cave with water rushing behind him. He gets out of the cave and pulls himself to the side, flat against the cliff, as the water shoots out and falls down to Lake Zista below. As the cloaked man, with a hood up, pulls out a spell book, and you open it up, and you can see a new spell burning into the pages right now. He looks
My
up,
ex-boyfriend.
he looks up and sees a bright light shoot out over from the left side of the north side of Krulin's crater, over near the front of the bridge, and seems like something's speaking to him for a second before looking back over at the light. And then his attention turns over to Zista City, where you turn around and you can see the ever expanding storm cloud just going higher and getting bigger and bigger, filling the
I'm
sky.
probably gonna
around
sit
Zista.
there and like facepalm. I'm like, I did that. I'm so sorry. Fuck.
There will be tasks ahead to atone for decisions in the past, but
I'm gonna like turn fully
Zista,
to face her and say anything. Anything.
Zista will survive. Its people are strong. And then you can
They have
see
rain.
you can see as you turn back real quick to the man on the cliff, he starts ascending up a narrow path on the cliffside itself.
So who is that? Do I recognize him?
Not even with a roll.
Who is that?
No.
Is Tazilia?
Mhm. That one is another that soon will link up with my champion and help
My
protect
friend.
him in time,
My
Ex-boyfriend.
friend.
as well
Rain's
as
ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Huh.
and she whipped Windstorm around one more time. The imagery shifts into a forest. You can see a Tanuki raccoon folk sitting on a log in front of a fire. The Tanuki seems to be wearing a loose fitting pants and a tight black linen shirt with an odd hat with a rim on the front. He pulls out a short sword that seems to be covered in butter and grabs it with the other hand and pulls it apart, separating the sword into two daggers. He then uses the daggers to butter a loaf of bread, and as he tries to eat it, a purple hand appears out of a portal to the side and grabs the loaf of bread, and he bites down into his teeth, and the bread is gone as it got pulled through the portal. And you can see the Tanuki look around, jump onto the log, and go into the sky, like shouting in anger. Before the creature, the hand reappears on the log behind him, taps on his ankle, and the loaf of bread is sitting on the log right behind him. Noticing this, the Tanuki settles down, rejoins the daggers, pulling them into a short sword, sheathing it, and then sits down, swinging his legs while eating a little loaf of bread in front of the fire.
Tanuki.
Tanuki, sorry. Tanuki, Tanuki,
Oh,
whatever.
it's probably Tanuki. Tanuki was my mom's dog's name, and it was named after the thing from Dark Crystal, which was
Gotcha,
also
okay.
supposed to be a Tanuki.
Okay.
But that's just how my family pronounces it. That's how Dark Crystal pronounced it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know they're like Japanese spirits with testicles that they sling over their shoulders like a sack. Have you ever seen those pictures? They're fucking unsettling.
They are. I have. But
yeah, don't
she
give him a
says,
magic item that lets him have testicles that big. We don't
Nope.
need someone with that big of balls.
Nope.
No, especially not the idiot raccoon boy.
But she then wisps your scenery back to that on Marlborough Beach, and she says,
Oh, has Wet Hands been following us this whole time, or is he just like chilling?
"Oh, he's been following. He's been honestly
Aw.
just like
I was hoping he had a
silently
butt in his
looking around."
sand and was just drinking a Corona and splashing his feet.
Right, sitting there like, well, I hope they come back.
I find that much funnier.
You know what? Sure, guys.
Listening to Zach
Canon.
Brown band.
Sure,
Yeah.
guys.
Hell yeah.
Sure, guys. I will
Hell yeah.
rescind that for a second for comedy. Wet Hands was not there. Wet Hands just was left on the beach and just literally just you guys come back and he's built a sandcastle in the sand. He doesn't have a pail. You don't know how he did it.
Oh, he's just using his like willpower on the Astral Sea. I love that.
Oh, and he
Can
comes
I-
back, he's like, "Oh, matey,
Never.
I knew you'd return."
Absolutely. I would never ditch you here.
That was the beer, by the way. Brian's sip.
Yeah, he randomly has a beer as well. Just
It is a beer bottle too, clearly from like our time, and you can't read the label. He's like, "This is
No.
nice."
no.
This bubbly drink is getting me kind of shit faced.
Well,
But
that's be
as you
Corona,
guys
Brian. It's just
reappear,
funny.
Xylia says, "After you finish with your lucky sink, this will be something I need for you to do. Are you willing to take on this task?"
Yup. Absolutely. Without question. Like, just
Yeah,
tell me
he-
where I need to go.
Yeah, he's not reading the terms and conditions.
Well, first,
No, but I won't, because like I already made a promise that I'd serve her, and that's kind of how I do it.
first, where we actually are. Let's bring you back to speed. And she snaps her finger, and the imagery around you of your home island begins to fade, a little longing in your heart as you're last seeing your image of your homeland before it fades. And she drops the illusion around you, exposing you to an expanse of stars and beauty. You seem to be floating
Oh.
on nothing around you, no ground, no anything.
Do I get the
And
intense feeling of falling like I'm airstreaming?
yeah, except without
Cool.
the movement, without the rush. It's
Okay.
just that free floating. And you look all around you, stars. You can see floating monoliths just moving through the sky. You actually look below you as you are still sitting like you were sitting on the beach, except you're sitting on the top of the skeletal remains of what looks like a dragon.
I'm going to make. Can I please make a check to see if this is fucking grease fleur?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay, I'm using Blinky for it. Okay, perfect. You said perception check or what?
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay, I got 25.
Okay. So you start looking around, and as you actually are looking around, not being used to the environment you're in, you kind of like fall under, and then you start like rolling in space for a second before you can grab onto a rib cage, and you should like look around, and it's hard to tell. But roll a d6 for me.
Okay, that's a 6.
I am very glad.
12 thunder damage.
No, you look around and you orient yourself. And as you're starting to look around to try to see any signs, Xylia says, "You move with thought. No, tell yourself in your head where you want to move, and you will move in that direction." And Callum, your speed is currently 5 times your intelligence score.
5 times my score.
Yep.
5 times 15?
45.
I can move 40.
Oh, wait.
Holy
Wait,
shit!
wait, hold on. 5 times 15. Hold on. 5 times 15. It is. Oh, it's more than that. Hold on.
It
Is it
should be
5?
75, right? Because 660
Hold on.
is.
I'm sorry. It's not 5 times. It's 3 times. It's 3 times your intelligence score for your speed, not 5 times. So it is
Okay, so
45 feet.
45.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have a 45-foot movement speed, and as she says that, and you like think to move
Do I get
forward,
the sensation that I'm flying right now?
as you move forward, you it does feel separate than flying, because flying comes
Mm.
with the feel of gravity's weight on you, and that's something you don't feel at all right now. But you can move your arms to make it almost feel like you're flying when you're floating yourself
No.
around.
That's I mean more like, do I feel like Xylee is letting me fly, one last time or whatever? Because I would thank her for that. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna float up in front of the dragon's head
Hmm.
and like try to see if it's grease flare, because I feel like at least his skull would probably be the same, right?
Hmm. And looking at that, you can tell with that investigation score that this does not appear to be grease flare. You can actually see
Holy shit!
around, it does appear to be another ancient dragon, but looking at the remainder of the scales, which you can see and collect, looking at the front, about 10 dragon scales, it's 10 it appears to be a copper dragon.
Can I? How big are the scales?
Um, the scales are like basically the size of your head.
Yeah, you got blurry. Basically the size of my head. Are they thick or are they like?
Oh my god. Come on, focus. But okay, whatever.
Oh,
They
there you're in
are
focus now.
pretty thick and beefy. They're like about this wide, like thick across, and then like about the size of your head each. And there's about 10 of them. So if you can find a way to fashion that on your
I
person, you can take 10.
I've already got 5 books stashed away on like under my armpits, behind my back, under my cloak, and then behind my pants on both sides. By the way,
And
I'd like to. It doesn't matter. So while I'm floating there, I'm like my initial thought is, okay, so there's a dragon here. What else is here? I'd like to look around my surroundings and see if I see any other random shit floating around.
mhm, and you actually do with that 25 investigation check. I'll pull over, and that's what the
Fucking sick.
yeah, I'm actually I always when I do a random like this, I'm like, I really hope it's this one. And you
Do I
got
get to
the
roll my D100?
un, not for here.
Okay, okay.
This determines what was found here based off of that D6 roll as well as the dragon from there, because it's based on what
Okay.
dragon that you did find. Um,
Oh, there's a lot of them here then. That's cool. I didn't. I won't metagame that, obviously.
you
Neat though.
find a copper colored breastplate armor made of metal
Ooh.
reinforced leather with many straps, buckles, clips, excellent for hiding items, tying them and like
Oh,
attaching them
yo.
under a cloak.
Is a
And
breastplate, is that heavy armor?
it's medium.
Oh, buddy. I'm gonna like float over there and like
Float into it.
check it out. Yeah, basically. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
Xylee and Wet Hands like slowly follow behind you as well too.
I hope they're both just
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna turn back to them and I'm gonna be like, I'm so sorry, but this thing is styling. It's fucking bitching.
And she moves over to it and she puts her hand on it for a second. Hmm. There's no name for this item, but it was once worn by a warrior who felled this dragon. It seems to be +1 breastplate. Um, and
Let me
it
write
allows
that. Hold on.
he's like, give me paper. Let me get paper.
Yeah, okay, so +1 breastplate.
that allows you to cast floating disc at will.
Floating disc at will. Do I know what that spell is?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm gonna use Blinky for this. I don't have the best Arcana modifier. Come on, you dice. Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20 plus 3 plus my Arcana. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 25.
Yeah, so
Winning.
floating disc, yes, you definitely have heard of that spell before.
I'm like, this is the only spell that I've ever heard of.
It's the only one you
Gaunty.
ever wanted your whole life.
Do you know what floating disc is, Gal?
Tensor's floating disc, right?
Yeah, it's the regular, and then there's Tensor's version.
It's like having a red wagon to carry your shit around.
Yep, and you can cast
I'm
it. It's normally
so excited.
it's normally a first level spell, but this is something. This allows you to cast that spell at will.
Fucking sick. I mean, I know I'm my paladin now, but I've been a warlock for so long. I'm probably just like, fucking any spell I get at will is amazing.
But
I'm not gonna put it on yet. Do I need to attune to it?
No.
Cool. I'm gonna keep the stealthy leather on for now.
Mm-hmm.
But
you have that
actually,
now. And
I may switch that before I go back. I'm gonna turn to Xylia and I'm gonna be like, how long do I have before I need to get is time passing there the same way? I need to get back to them.
I have distorted the flow a little bit. Time is passing, but at a much slower rate back where you were. So we have a bit of time.
Do I have enough time to rest? To, heal up a
Nappy
little?
poo?
Yeah, right?
Roll a persuasion.
Sit down
check.
for a second. Okay. I'm gonna use Blinky for this one as well.
Mind palace yourself a little fire
my
to
God.
sit by.
Persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 30, friend.
Oh my God.
I got a nat 20 plus a 4 plus a 6. I maxed everything.
Rolling them nat
Most persuasion
20s.
I've ever been.
She comes down towards you again and puts her hand on your cheek, and you can feel divine energy flowing into you. You heal 28 hit points.
Okay. Plus what I've already healed myself?
Yes. So 6 plus 28. You're at 34 hit points, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Xylia.
Of course. Now,
I cannot wait until Bracket hears you call her Mistress Xylia, and he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
you are taking on this task then, yes?
Of course. I'm yours. Anything you need, night or day.
Then make this oath to me now. Follow the tenets of vigilance. Be on your guard as the evil forces of the universe would try to steal you off the path of good and light. Loyalty. Do not bargain with the forces of evil or their allies. Stay on the path of light and loyal to your friends and comrades. Discipline. You are the defender of your time on the material plane from the forces beyond it. Keep your weapons at the ready at all times, and steel your mind from the influence of what lies beyond. And determination. You are my scribe, tasked with the duty to record your area of time, and fight to preserve all of it, of time and light, within your timeline. Never lose focus of this celestial calling.
I'm going to make a big show of kneeling down in front of her, holding my hand up so I may gently hold hers, and I make her this promise. I repeat back the same words she said. And then I'm gonna kind of chuckle and be like, I don't really have any weapons anymore, but I'm definitely gonna be at the ready.
That is true. If I want
I'm
you
healthier
to help,
though.
if I want you to help the misfits, then you need to have protection. And she takes Windstorm and she chucks it into the astral sea, and you can see it just continuously float off in the distance, like if Thor threw his hammer out into space.
Okay. I'm probably sitting there like,
Yeah, your whole soul just goes. Ah!
I know, like literally, like one single tear is just like, oh, never gonna fly again.
And then she pulls back. You did you say I'm never gonna fly again?
I did say that.
She pulls her hand back, and from a similar area within the void, there seems to be a two-pronged saber that pulls through space and comes into her hand.
What is
Almost
a
looks
two-pronged saber?
so it almost looks like a tuning fork that has been basically split and then formed into an actual saber.
Ooh, neat.
Its handle seems to be made out of soft coral of a blue, pink, and white hue, and a sapphire gem is embedded in the center.
I love it.
This was once wielded by a great warrior in the plane of water.
Hell yeah. Wait, Dasha Lillipuddle, my bro. I got friends all over the fucking plains.
But
What?
this is
What
also
she says?
something.
Yeah, him.
But this is also something. It's called. Actually, pretty fitting. It was called the voice of the sea's breeze.
Breeze.
But it doesn't. It's gonna need a little bit more flair for a paladin to the goddess of light and time. And you can see she just like glows it in magic, and you can see gears turning within light surrounding in a circular ball around the blade until the gears click into place and sparkle away and the light fades over there. And you can now see embedded in the coral handle are now tiny gears that are silently turning. The handle appears still made out of coral, but gear-shaped finger holes on either side, as if they were wielding brass knuckles.
I
And
love it.
I give
World's
this
most
to you.
uncomfortable handles. That's what she makes.
Same thing with bracket sword.
That's the most
Yeah.
uncomfortable handle I've ever seen in the sword.
Surprisingly, they feel really good though.
I know. I specifically wrote this item to have an ergonomic grip.
But yeah, Callum gave me what he wanted,
so
and I
great.
kind of like made my own version. And
Put
she
the
hands
magic into it. I just drew a picture of the sword. Actually, I could show it to you guys on stream. I have it
Mhm.
right here. I'm going to now. Give me a quick second. That is what the end design looked like.
on
Yes.
his version. It's not exactly what this one looks like,
Next,
but
if you can find a picture that like approximates what you're picturing,
mhm.
I'd really like to see it.
Yeah. And she holds it out to you.
I'm gonna like take a beat to be like, this is already been more than I could ever have hoped for. Thank you so much, Mistress Stylia, and I will like bow again. And I guess take the sword. You said it's called the Voice of Sea's Breeze.
Well, we're building it anew, much like we are building you anew.
Well,
I
like
think
that.
I think it can be fitting for a name whatever is now befitting you.
I'm gonna turn to her and I'm gonna say, what is befitting me? What would you? This is a new chapter of my life. I What would you call me, mistress?
Oh, now that is never up to me, but the narrators beyond.
Me.
You've reformed yourself several times. Who do you feel like? You're no longer a wind that whispers, and you are much more than a sea breeze.
Can we take a second and actually work on that? Because I don't know, and it's early.
Of course,
It's 5 a.m. We're trying to be philosophical, and it's a little difficult.
Oh, we've got only half an hour left. I'm sorry.
of course, but
I'll
this is
I'll
now.
put thought into it.
This weapon should be known as the voice of Xylia's and whatever you call yourself, as this will be your voice. And in this moment, she kind of just taps on your shoulder and holds the sword, and you can feel an immediate bond
Me? I love
between
that.
you can feel an immediate bond between you and the sword. She is instantly attuning you to the weapon.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Also,
I will
how long
say
have we been here?
we have been here for the time. How long it's felt for you? It's probably about 15 or so minutes. In the real world, you don't know exactly yet.
Yeah, she hasn't
No,
told you.
that's fine. I was just wondering if I had attuned to the ring yet, like based on how long time has been passing.
Not yet, Bill.
That's fine.
But
I was just curious.
Callum, I will send you a more organized version of this stat block, but just so you know right now and you can be excited about it and it can keep you up from sleeping for the next probably 3
Brian,
days.
just
'Cause I
lift
know
blurry.
Callum, what you got from the weapon before Xylia modified it, it was a +1 saber. But I'm gonna go through what it was and now what it is. It's something that, when attuned to, you can understand and speak the language Aquan.
That's cool.
There is a command word you can say in Aquan, which I'll send that to you. It translates to "Let's get wet," but it sounds a lot cooler. As a bonus action, it allows you to cover the blade in water and subsequently cover yourself in a thick layer of water. While considered wet in this way, you are resistant to fire damage, and you can cast the cantrip Shape Water at will, and the spells Wall of Water and Control Water once per day.
Okay, hold on. Shape water, wall of water,
And Control Water. All great spells.
Yeah, I know.
And now that she has modified it, Callum, it is a +2 saber.
Oh my god. Can I get some cool stuff on it? Come on.
Okay,
You'll
you
get
were
cool
starting
stuff.
your adventure bracket. Come on, do some other stuff later. It was a +2 saber. On a hit, the creature must make a wisdom save of 16 or take 1d6 radiant damage, half on a save, and disadvantage on undead, fiends, and aberrations. It now lets you understand and speak Celestial.
Ooh.
There's random things
In
I've mumbled
addition to
and
Aquan?
Yeah,
Sick.
now there's random things I've mumbled under my breath that you understand.
I love it.
and you have one other command word, Light Up, which will basically allow a light inside the two prongs of the blade to illuminate and shed a 20-foot radius bright light and then 20 additional dim.
Oh, you got a glowy sword too! Glowy sword!
Once per day.
Oh, I
You
can light it
can-
up once per day. How long does it light up?
No, you can
Oh,
light up
never mind.
as many times as you want with the command word, but once per day while the light is shining, you can cast protection from good and evil on yourself. The sword will hold concentration.
Ooh, I love that.
And I'm not done yet. There's two
Oh
other
my
things.
god!
Oh my god.
The god is giving you a sword that she modified, Callum.
All right, wait. So,
Okay, I'm gonna just
once
start
per
praying.
day.
Official. Hashtag
Once per
officially gonna start
day.
praying more.
I just want to make Callum's life as complicated as possible and give him so much that he thinks he's unkillable. So one day I can just murder him in a glorious fashion.
Once a day, I can cast protection from evil and good. And also, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Brian.
And you can now cast the Word of Radiance cantrip. And you now know how to cast Astral Stream instead of Airstream a number of times, equal to your charisma mod per day. You recharge one use of it on a short rest once per day.
Okay.
And she says, with this sword, you speak your oath, and with your words, they are your bond. Your words are where you draw power from yourself and our connection. Break your bond, and corruption and evil may creep in again. Hold true, and you will continue to preserve the light you have always seen in the world around you.
So if he becomes an oath breaker, the evil just
No.
sucks him up.
Certainly not. Yeah, no.
And
No,
Callum,
Xylia is being super nice to me.
Callum, in that connection moment, she also reshapes and borns you at that point. It is something where you feel the powers within you that you have made from previous connections diminish, not
That's good.
not disappear completely, but a little hold still there, and the powers gained from your oath here flow in. It is something where how we have reworked your character, you are now considered those levels.
Okay, so I'm at 3, 4, 1.
Fourth level paladin, third level rogue.
Cool.
Oh, third level rogue, one level warlock, 4 level paladin. Just the order of
Yeah.
operation. But yeah. And she says, now, there are a few other things I need to take care of, but your friends are waiting for you. I think only a few moments may have passed since you two, and she points at you and Wans, created the portal in their time. Finish
Cool.
your heist with the lucky sink, and then when you are ready and said what words needs to be said when parting ways with friends, go to the wilds of Zista City. There's a statue of a lost little girl your friend Rain is going to see. I have your path forward there as well.
Cool. Thank
Wait,
you.
can you re-say that sentence?
You got to go see a crying little girl. I think it's your grave.
No, well, remember, Naira told Rain meet her in the wilds of Zista City, where a statue of a lost girl there's a statue of a lost girl or something like that.
I want to rewatch a different session. Damn.
It was last
I still
session.
need to go talk to that gnome so I can get my wand of airstrip back.
I totally
But-
forgot about me having to go see Naira's freaking statue too. God damn, I got a list. God damn.
Callum, in that moment, you see her just turn into bright sparkles, and her imagery slowly becomes translucent, where you can see the space behind her until she gives
Love
a
it.
warm smile and a nod, and her imagery fades away. And you are left floating next to the bones of a ancient copper dragon with your friend Wet Hands floating beside you.
Okay.
Now that
I'm gonna
we're
take a beat.
outside of her illusion, you do see a little bit of spiritual glow around Wet Hands. He still seems more solid, but there is a difference in your physiology to his.
Okay. I'm going. Huh. Okay, so I guess before I go back, I'm going to get redressed, set my shit up, put all my books in the pockets of the armor and whatever, put like my
Which
pouches and
armor
whatever on there.
are you keeping your
I'm put-
invisibility armor?
No, I'm putting on the breastplate with the floating disc.
Okay.
The +1 breastplate.
So
I'm gonna
with
stick the
with the breastplate, your armor class is 14 plus your dex to a max of 2 plus 1, so you should have a 17 AC.
cool. Yeah, you said it had like pockets and shit all over it, right?
Oh yeah, there's straps, there's rings, there's like little. There weren't direct pouch like pockets, but it was straps, buckles, and clips. Excellent for basically like attaching things onto it.
So you can clip your keys
Okay.
up on, and you can strap
Yeah,
a book
well,
underneath your arm.
I'm gonna like roll up the leather armor, the stealthy leather, and like stick it at the base of my back, put
Mhm.
my jacket back over it, attach the books all along my back in like I assume there's some kind of like bandolier dealy or
Yeah,
something. I'm just gonna attach them to me so that I don't drop them. As
this
I
is
look at,
this is roughly what it looks like.
can you send me that picture?
Yeah.
At some point. Cool. I'm gonna stick the books all around me, and I'm gonna take one more beat to look around since I now have a really ridiculous perception and like really see stuff. Gonna look for like inspiration for my name kind of thing. Like I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe solar, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta come up
So
with something better. So
roll
it's
a
gonna
perception
be
check.
all right. Blinky, help me. Okay, so that's 29.
So you look amongst you, and Wet Hands floats next to you and stares up in awe as well. As you look around, you can see the cosmos. There is a giant in the far off distance, or is it close? You really can't tell. Spatial at this point. What looks to be almost like a planet-sized structure just carving its way across space with a little trail of fire behind it as well. There's little streams of color that just magically float by like all the colors of the rainbow on an astral breeze. It's something where you can see basically almost like cliffs that like move constantly and shift in a nearby area to themselves, structures of castles that and towers that must have long before been hit with some sort of magical energy that shunted them here as well, breaking them off the material plane. um it's something where you can see plants just growing in weird structures where you can't tell if it's fungi or trees upside down and on the sides of cliffs that surround around. You're simultaneously surrounded by eternal everything, but nothingness at the same time.
It's fucking overwhelming.
And it's in every direction, 360 degrees around you. You look down, or what you think is down, and in the far distance, you see it doesn't look like a rock structure, but looks like almost like a statue that of a monumentous creature that is just lying on the ground, far away or close.
Okay. Cool. Well, you gave me some words in those descriptions that I can kind of use. I'll work on a name today.
And he can declare who he is back when Searews returns to the heist.
Yeah. Yeah. So last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask Wet Hands to come with me. So like, can he get back into my body with this kind of spiritual thing?
He touches onto your hand, and you can feel him like start to again just get sucked into your body now that you're out of the illusion here. He has a spiritual presence to him now, and you feel yourself once
Word.
more wet. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, that was it.
I'm gonna astral stream us through the cache. I'm gonna open it with Daihanada's voice.
Mm-hmm.
When you remember, she makes you forget.
The top of the vase opens up again, and you look inside. The vase is where you guys have dropped it before, inside the storage tower on the ground, and it's actually, yeah, it's facing the bookshelf, so you can see the same bookshelf that you had seen before.
He's
Cool.
gonna pop
I'm
in
gonna
and immediately
yoink.
steal more books and leave.
No, I'm gonna steal more books, absolutely. But I'm gonna yoink one of the copper dragon scales.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna add that to my inventory.
Stuff's underneath his breastplate. I'm good.
Yeah,
You can shoot with a cannon
basically.
now.
Yeah, basically, that's what I was hoping. I'm gonna make a shield out of it, I think, if I can. And then I'm gonna astral stream us into the cache.
And as you're doing it, Wet Hand says in your head, "Let's get back to the crew, matey."
Yeah, let's.
And as you cast Astral Stream, much like Airstream, a portal appears in front of you that you fall into. And it's weird that you are in the sea and you fall into a
Falling through
different
it.
part, and you fall into a different
Oh,
part of the astral sea into another portal before you roll a dexterity saving throw just to make sure you land on your feet.
Does that mean that jar is stuck forever in the astral sea?
No, he was
I think so.
he was unless he if he let go of it, if he was holding on to it, it came with him, which is the
I
weirdest
can
thing.
bring it through it. Yeah, no, I brought the.
Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, no, I brought it.
remember when
Probably
we were
gonna.
joking about Misfortune holding it, and then her and Seabreeze going through into the cache with both of them, and be like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Fuck.
No, I am gonna have the one that I went through in my hand. So I guess I have both of them now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say the phrase again,
And
like to make it close.
the first one you're holding, the magical cover goes over it again. The other one, it's almost like a normal vase now. You can just like put your hand in it and everything.
I'm gonna put both of them in a pouch.
Just straps them on.
Okay.
Yeah. And then immediately around me, I know you have to go to work and get ready and everything, but immediately around me, I'm gonna make one more check if you'd let me, to see if I can find anything of interest that is not fucking cursed.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation is still not the best. That's a 23, all said.
Okay. Give me 1 second. $23, you said?
Mhm.
Roll a d20.
That is a 13.
Awesome. Okay. So, first off, you do find a lot of gold pieces scattered around. Do you want to know how much gold you can collect?
Which I can collect, like in the same amount of time it takes me to grab stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold scattered around here, so hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna leave out here so fucking rich.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna definitely keep some of this for the next party that I'm coming to.
You
I've
know,
also decided I'm keeping. What?
You know, walk up to the next party, and be like, by the way, here's 30,000 gold.
Yeah, basically. I also am keeping the skill books for the other party, I think, so that Bracket can have the charisma one. If that's cool
68.
with you.
I don't care either way.
So you get 68 gold pieces.
Well, I just mean because I'll give it to Rain if you want Rain to have it.
We shall see. Let's see how sessions go. That should determine it, is my opinion.
That's a good point.
So
Don't want to metagame it.
You get 68 gold pieces, Callum.
Cool.
And let me see. So you find something that looks like a giant, like, horn to blow into with vines and other sort of foliage kind of like built into the actual structure of it itself. And
straight up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I just entered the cache. I found a horn. I'm blowing it to signal everyone that I'm here again, and then trotting off to go and follow. Since I can't fly right now, right? Oh no.
Let it happen.
Hold on.
Let it happen. It's such a serious thing to do. I can't be angry.
Because he's trying to make noise to alert Andy and Rain that he came back. Like, or, you know, I can't fly right now, right?
No.
So hold on, Callum.
Yeah, I may have just fucked myself.
Callum, can you roll a D100?
Yeah, I can.
Brian's like, this is not how I thought the end of the session was going to go. I'm trying to get out of here.
What is all zeros mean to you? I think it's a 100 or a 10.
To that, I do 0 on that because that and then the D10, it'll be in the first bracket of numbers. Or I mean, like I said, you can do a D100 however you want. The way I do it is the double-sided one is 0, 0, 10, 20, all the way up to 90, and then the other one, like the D10 determines after that. But if you run it the other way, I don't mind. It's whatever you consider the roll.
Okay, well, I rolled all zeros, so I usually roll that as 100 because it's a 0 to 99 scale, so I do 1 to 100 instead.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with all martial weapons?
I do, because I'm a paladin.
Can you roll 5d4 plus 5?
Oh shit! Am I about to deal a lot of damage to myself?
Imagine he just unconsciouses himself again in a different fucking part of the goddamn cave, and we still don't really know he's there. We hear, Mom!
You just hear, bah! Oh.
Yeah, and then there's a thud.
I apologize.
I apologize.
I apologize on the description. It's not viney. Sorry. It's I messed up my god name for a second on there. It's got like warriors and like storms drawn all around its structure. And you said 19?
Oh shit! This is for I did. I rolled
19. Okay. Callum.
Yeah.
So 19 small spectral Kenku form all around you, wielding spiritual great axes. You said you are
they about to fight me?
You say you have proficiency with all martial weapons?
Uh-huh.
they all spawn in the room. Suddenly, this room is packed. Like you are in the center and packed with just Spectral Kenku looking at you after the horn went "Ooh," and rang throughout the chamber. All of them just appeared
They
around
look
you.
like me, or do they look like other people?
They look like you.
Are they antagonistic?
Yo,
And Callum, they all kneel and bow their head to you.
Oh no.
oh my god, I issue one command to the whole group.
Yeah.
Protect the lucky stink.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking chaos. We're just gonna see all these little fucking sea breezes running out with great axes.
So fucking glad.
And that is where we're gonna end this session.
All right, will you send me the magic
God, fuck.
item sheet for that as well? Since I now have a
Oh.
horn of Kenku
Callum.
summoning, I think.
No, Callum, it's a horn of Valhalla, but it's called a horn of Kethel in my world, off of the goddess of war and balance.
Okay, sick.
Callum,
Fucking amazing.
Callum, you rolled an iron horn, which if you don't have proficiency with all martial weapons, everything that you summon attacks you. If you do, they are loyal to you, and they are all berserkers. They are challenge rating 2 creatures.
Fucking right. I'm so glad.
Everything in that cavern
That's
is dead
amazing.
now. And they're just gonna run out. You look like a threat. Thunk.
It's something.
Oh wait, shit.
They last for 1 hour or until they lose all their hit points. And once you blow the horn, you can't use it again for 7 days.
That's fucking awesome. I don't even care.
It basically lets you summon a mini army.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip that on my belt, like right next to my sword holster, sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that? So yeah, I'm gonna issue a second command as they start running out of the room. I'm gonna be like, what's the other group's name?
The Arcane Swarm.
And the Arcane Swarm. I swear to God, guys, don't kill any of those ones.
And they just hop out the side of the tower that you're in. Do you follow them?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I put the horn of
around.
Valhalla on my hip.
Pull out your sword and run after them.
Yeah, draw my sword and run after them.
And that is where we end tonight's session.
By golly gee, fuck.
Fucking amazing.
My God, Callum.
Fucking amazing.
Callum, out of everything, I want you guys to understand, I have several random item lists found depending on what your investigation roll is and then what your roll on the die afterwards is. And Callum, you roll the army summoning horn, and you roll the highest, the better one. If you rolled 0 to 40, it's 2d4 plus 2. 41 to 75, 3d4 plus 3. 76 to 90, 4d4 plus 4. And then on 91 up to 100, it's 5d4 plus 5.
Fucking amazing. I was really afraid that was going to zap me like a lightning bolt. I was just like, zap. Like,
Callum, just hear a crack sound.
Callum, if you weren't proficient in all martial weapons, they would have all just turned on you, and they all can attack recklessly because they're berserkers.
Oh no, yeah, you would obliterate instantly. They just live in all one in swing together.
You made me a paladin, Brian. That's what you get.
You have a divine purpose. Go forth. All right. Ooh, cool, a horn.
Now go and do my divine mission.
All right.
Well, as I run out of the building, I just scream for Xylia and like raise my sword above my head and continue on.
Well, at least now
I'm holding
context.
the sword in Gaunty's arm, by the way.
Conlon, this is gonna be weird as fuck in session 41.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hear a horn noise, hear a whole bunch of and then like
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank anybody who did come along for this morning adventure. Thank you guys for watching. And for the majority of sane people who will be watching this when it's uploaded on YouTube or Twitch thereafter, hope you guys enjoyed the session as well. I'm gonna go get ready for my day job and back to regular life. But thank you guys for coming to the 5th super sexy solo session of Nat
This
Disaster.
went so much better than I thought it was gonna go.
It did.
I really thought I was just gonna get lost there, or something else bad was gonna happen. But
Well,
yeah,
alright.
send me the item stuff so I can
Okay.
finish up my character sheet for next session.
I will when I can throughout the day today, okay?
Yeah, no, take your time. We're not playing until sometime in January, right? Or very late in December.
Yeah, we'll have to see, unfortunately. But yeah, all right, guys.
Cool.
So we will catch you all for the next disaster. Good morning.
Oh yeah, good